Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making this clothing stand brand new by giving it a new coat of paint. So I'm going to be making it from white to black, and I'm going to be having a little chit chat with you as I work. So we live in a world where everything's very quick to be thrown away. We're seeing, fast fashion, fast furniture, fast electronics. Everyone just kind of has things for a little bit and then it gets thrown away. And it's creating a lot of waste in this world. So in a world where it really is kind of a throwaway culture, I'd like to show you and give you a new perspective on how you can repurpose something in your life simply by giving it a new coat of paint or repurposing it in some way. So ever since I was a little girl, I really liked to take trash and make it brand new. I can remember as a little girl walking in the alleys behind my home looking for treasures, but mostly it was just trash, an old chair leg or maybe some old cans that were being thrown out, anything that I could find, little pieces of wood, anything interesting, even bones I can remember. And I would take these home and I would use things like paint, glue, and my creativity and imagination and transform them into something brand new. So this was something that I always valued, seeing, the different aspects of what something could turn into. So I carried this into my adult life, and if you go visit my home, you'll see that the majority of the things in my home have been thrifted, have been donated to me, have been gifts to me. I really haven't ever really bought most of the things in my home. So I really take pride in that. Everything has a story, everything has a certain sort of touch that I've added to it. Living this way has really shown me that I can make anything out of nothing, and that's really almost like a superpower. It really helps build resilience within yourself and feel self-sufficient in knowing that you don't need much in this world to have everything. So with this clothing rack that I'm painting, it's actually a white clothing rack that my daughter had. And I have quite a few wardrobe pieces that are very specific to sort of dress up and imagination. And I want to set those aside from my actual clothing that I have in my regular closet. So I thought this would be a great place to put them. So what I've done is I've just taken this white stand and I've taken some black paint. This black paint is actually gifted to me as well. And I'm going to go ahead and just spray paint the whole thing black. And it'll fit in really nicely with the color scheme that I have in my office. My office is very dark, it's black, it's red, it's brick, and I want to put it in there with these special pieces that I'm going to hang. So this clothing rack was going to be thrown out. It wasn't really being used anymore. Some of the screws had been missing and it was a little bit wobbly. But I began to imagine it in my office as this black little stand with all of my beautiful wardrobe pieces on it. So I looked for some screws that would fit the areas where it was wobbly and it was missing these screws. And I was easily able to replace those screws and make it sturdy once again. Again, this paint that I'm using is gifted to me, so I went ahead and just used this spray paint. But even if I had to go out and buy the spray paint, it would have probably been anywhere from $5 to $6 for spray paint. I can remember when spray paint was like $1 a can. I don't know if any of y'all can, but I've been spray painting things for many years. It's very therapeutic and it really transforms things very quickly because as you spray paint, it almost instantly dries. So it's really cool that way, and you can just keep going over and over the spots if you need it to get smoother or whatever. So you don't really need any painting skills to do spray paint necessarily. I've spray painted anything from a trash can to beautiful little picture frames, anything that I get inspired to change up. So it's a really cheap and easy way to give something new life, to give it new color. When we give something new color, it really gives it new life because it really transforms it. It's not how it was anymore. So as I'm spray painting this stand, I'm really thinking about all of the things that I've transformed over the years. And it really gets me thinking that there's just so much that we can do rather than throwing things out. We can really repurpose, reuse things, give it new life. Even if we're not going to use it, we can repurpose it in a way where we can give it away to someone that would use it. So I've always enjoyed things like thrifting, and most thrift stores are just filled with things that people no longer use. But I know that I find so many treasures in thrift stores, and so it is true that one man's trash is another man's treasure. And so one of the things that I enjoy doing is going to thrift stores and looking for these treasures. When I go thrifting with a feeling, not really with a purpose of what I'm going to buy, but just going down the aisles and exploring everything that's there. And it almost seems as though the universe knows exactly what I need. It really mirrors to me exactly where I'm at in some beautiful item, whether it's a basket, a piece of art, some little trinket. But the perfect thing always shows up, and it really warms my heart to see it. One of the things that I enjoy the most about my house is looking around at all the little things. I'm not so much of a minimalist. I guess I would call myself a maximalist. And so I have lots of trinkets. I have lots of things that truly make my heart smile. So when I look around and I see my hummingbird figurines, my mermaids, everything that I've collected over the years and found while treasure hunting, it truly makes me happy. So this is something that I really enjoy doing, and it really seems as though these items in the thrift store, or if they're gifted or donated to me, they've lived another life before me. And it's beautiful to think that and to really imagine the life that they lived before and how they are living their life in my home now. So there is just so much in this world that has been here way before we have. One of the things that we have is a Model T, a Ford Model T car. This is the first car ever made, not the specific one that I have, but the Ford Model T. It's over 100 years old, and so to think who drove it, who bought that car back 100 years ago, what family was so privileged to buy that car, and how they enjoyed it, what they did, is things that come through my mind. And I absolutely love to think about thrifted things that I pick up that way as well. I'm almost done spray painting this clothing rack. As you can see, it didn't take me any more than 5 minutes to really do it. So that's how easy you can really transform something. And before you know it, this rack will truly be dry and ready to put in my office. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and I really am grateful that you came along today and that you stayed till the end of this video to have this chit chat with me. I hope that you will be inspired to repurpose things, to reuse things, to find new life in those things that are already here, to go thrifting for treasures, to experience the thrill of finding just the perfect item that seems like the universe placed for you. It's really something magical, and it's something that we can do to also help our environment. Rather than buying everything new, we can buy things that are used, and this already helps our footprint, our environmental footprint here on this earth. It's important to take care of the land. As you see, I'm painting this here in my backyard. I live in a wooded area filled with nature, and I love to be part of nature. And I really feel that the more that we take care of nature in our actions, in our heart, however we do it, nature gives back to us. So I encourage you today to really think about ways that you can repurpose, reuse, and recycle things in your life. Whether you use them for yourself or you give them to others, that they may be used and reused many times in our lifetime. So thank you again for coming along for this project. I really enjoyed having this chit chat with you. If you enjoyed listening, give me a like and come back to my channel. I'll catch you on our next video.